Welcome back to the Linnet Carty Show. I'm so happy that you stayed with us. And what you have just seen have been pictures from folks who work at Mind Over Matter. And yes, they're all fitness instructors who work with the fabulous leader from Mind Over Matter, all the way from New York City. Here with us today, Joshua Margolis. Welcome, Joshua.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Great to have you here. So tell us a little bit about how you started Mind Over Matter.
Well, Mind Over Matter has been around since about 2004. And what we are is we're an in-home fitness service, pretty much catering to people in their privacy of their apartments, their homes, perhaps their offices, depending on where they have room to work out. And we provide one-on-one personal training, Pilates, and yoga, in addition to several other fitness classes and things of that nature.
Well, I love that because most of my friends often say, I don't have time to work out, but you got to find that time. So really, how do you integrate fitness into a really, really hectic schedule?
I mean, look, we're in Manhattan. That seems to be the capital of people who have no, time for themselves. It's difficult, but we try to make it a priority for people, and we try to weed out some of the excuses. And the number one excuse most people have is, I don't have time to get to the gym.
Yes.
And I understand that. That's definitely a realistic factor. But by coming to them, we sort of get rid of that excuse. So now there's less of a reason that they have to work out. It's a lot harder to blow off a workout when your trainer's knocking on the door and right there in your own home, rather than you being responsible for getting to the gym.
So let's talk a little bit about, this is what I found most interesting about what you do, is your dedication to prenatal and postpartum fitness for brand new moms. And our executive director here for my show is Naisha McCauley, and she just had a baby. Actually, she had two babies back to back, and the youngest one is just 3 months old, so she was like, yay! So tell us about your dedication to new moms.
Well, what happened way back when, and when I first started training, is one of my top clients, one of my favorite clients, she got pregnant. So I wanted to stay with her. I wanted to take her through the pregnancy. I wanted to help her out, and I just ended up taking a lot of classes and getting some certifications in prenatal postpartum fitness. And in the city down in Manhattan, once somebody finds out you have that background, it just sort of, they want to work with you, and then they tell a friend, and all of a sudden this became rolling as prenatal postpartum fitness specialists. And then I began to recruit people who had that background, whether it was in Pilates or yoga or any other fitness-related disciplines. And, here's the thing. There's always going to be moms working out, because there's always going to be moms. And it's a very unique body type when we're dealing here. The 9 months pregnancy, and just as important, the time afterwards as well. And, things about addressing safety concerns, making sure they're comfortable. And when done right, it makes the whole process, especially even the delivery itself, a lot easier.
Okay, so you do before and then after. After.
Yeah, we get them afterwards as well, which is the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Trying to get them back to how they were before.
That's right. That's right.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about baby needs. Massage. I love that. Play on words.
It's amazing. We try to come up with these campy names to get people's attention, and I think the concept of baby massage is foreign to most people. It was to me at some point before I was introduced to it. And what it essentially is it comes down to, it's not that the baby has this hectic lifestyle and needs a massage. That's what we need as adults. But for the baby, it's almost a bonding moment to have with mom.
Connect.
That's right, or with dad, or whoever is with the baby. It's a time where, it's an invaluable experience with the one-on-one, and there's certain type of hormones and chemicals released within the baby, neurotransmitters and things like that, that are these bonding agents that mommy or daddy or whoever has with the baby. And it's great too. There's a lot of times with new moms, it's hard for them to get out of the house. It's hard for them to have a little time for themselves when they can have these moments. So it's a social aspect as well too. All the new moms get together. They all have one thing in common. They're all new moms. So it's a great experience for everybody.
That's great. That's great. So tell us how you incorporate a little bit of both Pilates and yoga into your regimen.
It's, my background's personal training, and that's how we first got started. But one of the philosophies that we preach at Mind Over Matter is variety is the key. And anybody that's been exercising for an extended amount of time knows this. If you do something repeatedly over and over again, the effects of it are significantly lessened. So what do? You need to introduce other concepts. That's right, mix it up. Like in life, as in fitness, mix it up. Try different things. Try Pilates, try yoga. These are all great disciplines. I think most people have heard of them, but we try to get them a little bit more knowledgeable about it. And you can use a lot of those philosophies throughout your entire fitness discipline, and some of them have common crossovers. I mean, Pilates centers a lot on your core. Yes. Yoga does a lot of core work. Personal training does a lot of core work. So they do have crossover areas of the body that they tend to focus on.
Yes, I'm a yoga lover.
Oh, you are?
I know my body doesn't look that way.
That's not true.
I might be a little large, but I still bend like Gumby. So I love yoga. I really do. I love
Fantastic.
yoga. What I also found really interesting is the corporate fitness. Now, I know that there are a couple businesses out there, and I won't name them, that really they integrate fitness for their employees within the work day. So how can someone bring that to where they were?
It's pretty amazing that there's now all these studies and research done about the quality of the workplace and the competency and the quality of the employee directly related to their physical conditioning. Who'd have thought, right? So what we can do is we come into companies and we offer them options, different classes, everything from personal training to Pilates to yoga to stretch workshops to stress releasing workshops. And we try to come in, and we'll do it sometimes at lunchtime, sometimes at the end of the day. And
but not in the morning, not
in the morning. What we tend to do, a lot of the companies that we dealt with, they want to get their work in and done in the morning. So I understand that. We can't change company policy. We could only help affect it in a positive way. So we'll come in, and we'll offer these classes, and depending on the size of the company, sometimes there's a spare office, a spare conference room, and a lot of what we preach, you don't need the gym, you don't need the equipment, you don't need any machines. So as long as we have space.
You only need the space.
That's right. Okay. Maybe we get some yoga mats on the floor, and we find that we get a pretty good turnout. We also find that the employees tend to be happier, and a happier, as they say, employees, the more productive.
Yes.
So,
oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now tell folks at home how they can reach you, whether it's for personal fitness training or to get you to come to where they work, their place of employment.
Yeah,
to
they
try
want
and get that in.
They want us there, and I understand that. Like I said,
I'd love to have you.
That
there.
makes it easier.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out something.
Yeah.
We'll definitely figure out something. They can contact us on the website, which is mindovermatternyc.com.
Okay.
And all of our information's on there. And contact, and there's a little bit about our programs on there as well. And as you saw, there's a list of all our trainers, and maybe sometimes people
nice
look at that.
Pictures of them.
Great, you got to have a great photo. You got to have a great shot.
And I love it because some of them are just headshots, but others actually have them in motion.
Yeah.
So I love that. Those come alive. Mind over matter, and you can also go on and get a T-shirt.
That's right.
Yay! So thank you so much for coming, Joshua
pleasure.
Margolis. Mind over matter, NYC.com.